We'll call this December 7th meeting of Fayette County Board of Commissioners to order. Please join us for the pledge. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome everybody, good to see you all. First thing on our agenda is the minutes of our November 16 meeting. Is there any additions or corrections to the minutes of the last meeting?
Move to approve.
I'll second.
Motion by Dale, second by Tracy to approve the minutes of the November 16th meeting. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
3 ayes, Jane. Okay, department reports. First up is Community Corrections. Michelle Dudley is here with a 144 request and to talk about a copier purchase.
The 144, I just want to move Thomas Tomlin, who is part-time, up to full-time at the beginning of the year
Okay.
to fill a vacant spot.
All right. Speaking of vacant spots, how many vacancies do you have over there now?
About 6. And haven't gotten any applications turned in. I know I'm not the only department in that shape.
Yeah.
I don't know what we're gonna do. At this point, I have no field officers. They're all assigned back in the back, in the dorm to work, so I have nobody in the field. I've got 2 on extended FMLA. One of my part-timers has a full-time job at a police department in Ohio. He usually works 3 days a week. They've canceled all their vacations and days off because they're short on help. So, I mean, it's just a snowball effect.
Okay, well, if I find anybody looking for a job, I'll send them your way.
Send them my way.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, on the 144 request, what's your feeling on that?
I'll move to approve 144.
I'll second that.
Okay, we've got a motion by Dale, second by Tracy to approve the 144 request for Community Corrections. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
3 ayes, Jane. Now, your copier purchase, you want to tell us about that?
Yes, there's 3 bids from 2 different companies. The Rico bid is the lowest. It's $5,817. That's for black and white and color. It'll default to the black and white. It's 0 allowance, but the price per copy is .0055 for black and white and .04 for color. And we currently have a Rico, and our price per copy is .007, so that is actually a little bit less. And the color, we do a lot of color copies for the files, for the photos and stuff that go in the files. And I spend a bunch on the Lexmark ink cartridges, the toner cartridge, and the printer itself. We run about 10,000 plus copies a month. So our current copier is 8.5 years old.
Has 1.1 million copies
On copiers, sometimes it's cheaper in the long run to lease rather than buy.
There is a lease price on the one. I don't know if the Rico was or not.
He did give us a lease option, I don't think.
On the Rico, there's no lease. On the other one, there is. However, if you multiply it out, it's not going to be saving anything in the long run, and it'll be paid for out of project income funds, and it was budgeted at the first of the year. I can't remember exactly what we paid for the one we got, but it was close to that, around 5,000 and something. I mean, it's went 8.5 years.
Yeah. Did Michael help you out on this?
I was the one that got the votes, yeah.
Yeah. So Michael, in this case, lease versus purchase isn't worth it?
Ultimately, it's going to be maintained the same way either way. And since she's got the funds, I say we just go ahead and pay for it. Because if we lease it, we're going to be paying more long-term because you're paying more with a little bit of the interest and all that. But short-term, you would be paying less because it's coming out of the different, years that way, budget-wise. But since it's already budgeted, it's coming out of the one grant and everything, it doesn't make any sense not to just go ahead and pay for it. Now if we were doing it out of a regular budget year issue, it makes it look better on the balance sheet if you're doing it that way because you're only doing $1,000 per year or whatever, and it's spread out. But it doesn't make any sense in this case. So.
Okay, I just wanted to check on that.
Yeah.
You run 10,000 copies a month?
Yep.
Wow.
Well, in the admin side, it's their primary printer. They print everything out of that one printer.
Which is cheaper because every time we get a printer to use, like a regular office desk printer, they don't even last 6 months, and you're buying another one, and then you've ordered cartridges, and you're stuck with cartridges that don't fit anything. We print the books for all our classes. The ones that don't, we can't buy a book for, which is probably over half. We print all the booklets for the intensive jail treatment classes. Plus, we have to have a hard copy of all of our information that's on the computer. So we run a lot of copies.
I'd say. Okay. Well, any more questions for Michelle?
Would you rather just purchase this instead of looking more into leasing, or?
Yeah, I'd rather purchase it. It's gonna be cheaper in the long run. I didn't know we had 1.1 million copies run on that current copier. That's a lot of copies.
Got any questions?
No, it is good.
I move to purchase the, what is it, Rico copier for Michelle.
I'll second that.
Okay, we've got a motion by Dale, second by Tracy to approve the quote for purchase of one Rico copier for community corrections for $5,817. Any further question? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
3 ayes, Jane.
Thank you.
Okay, anything else, Michelle?
Nope, that's it.
Okay, well, thank you. County Clerk Lisa Witt is here with a 144 request.
Good afternoon. I am here to ask for approval to hire 2 employees. My child support clerk, Bev Gazelle, has moved to the recorder's office, and so I'm asking to replace her with Amy Coffey. Amy has worked in the Wayne County Clerk's office, and she's familiar with child support, so she is able to start and take right off. And then the other employee that I'm asking to replace is one that was actually cut from my budget last year, and her name is Gina Flug.
And what was Amy's last name?
Coffee.
Coffey?
Mm-hmm.
Any questions?
I'll move to approve the two 144s for Amy Coffey and Gina Fluke.
I'll second.
Okay, we had a motion by Dale, second by Tracy to approve the 144 request for the hire of Amy Coffey and Gina Flug to fill vacant spots in the clerk's office.
Thank you.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
3 ayes, Jane.
Okay. Thank you.
Is there anything else?
I think that's it.
Okay, well, thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
Matt Shirk is here from the Health Department also with a 144 request.
Correct. I have brought a 144 for Miranda Nicholson. She is currently working at Union County part-time, doing testing and giving vaccinations over there. And it's someone that she's going to come over here and do as well, so she should be a part-time employee. We are losing one employee that's working 2 days a week now. She's not going to be working for us, so this would help to fill that position. I have her down working as a nurse and then also as a tester, so she'd be paid either through the vaccination grant or through the COVID testing grant or through local health maintenance, so it'd all be paid for through the grant, just the same as the position that's there now. So, but it'd be a great fit for us because she's already doing this in Union County part-time, so those couple days a week where we could use help over here, she can come over and fit right in.
Okay, is she a nurse?
No, she's an EMT.
Okay.
I'll move to approve Brendan, did you say?
Miranda
Brandy
Nicholson.
Nicholson?
Yeah.
I'll
I move
second
to
that.
approve it.
Miranda. Did you second, Tracy?
I did, yes.
Okay. We have a motion by Dale, second by Tracy, to approve the 144 request for the hire of Miranda Nicholson. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
3 ayes, Jane. Now, Matt, while you're here, have you, I know that you're authorized to hire a nurse's position to coordinate between the health department and the schools. Are you having any luck finding anyone for that position?
I have reached out to a few people, but I haven't gone after a whole lot of it yet because the state's a little bit delayed in getting me the final contract back. So we did sign the initial intent to participate. I haven't hired anybody because that contract hasn't came back yet. I actually emailed the state this morning asking for a follow-up to make sure it's on its way. So, but I have reached out to a few people, but I haven't advertised or done anything with the position yet until that signed contract comes back in.
Okay, once that position can be filled, would that person be able to also help out down there in the office on
Right.
vaccinations and such?
That's the whole. The position does not require a nurse, but I would prefer to hire someone that could help out with the vaccines and stuff like that. So once they get the requirements of the grant done with the schools and stuff like that, and the coordinating that goes on there, then they can also help in the health department.
Okay.
So yeah, that is a goal that I have with the positions, to be able to cross-train them and utilize them in several different ways.
Do you have any local stats you can share with us today? Share with the listening audience that
I don't have the numbers in front of me on the number of vaccines we've done, but we've done a lot of vaccines. We're very busy now, Tuesday, Wednesdays, Thursdays, doing vaccines for both flu shots, COVID shots, and school immunizations. So we're very busy, doing well there. Bad side on COVID is we are at a 10.9% positivity rate right now. So the positivity rate on COVID is climbing, and we're likely to go back to a red status through the governor's color code. So there is a lot of COVID out there right now. We're seeing anywhere from 30 to upwards of 50 positives a day through the health department.
30 to 50
Per day.
per day.
Positives being tested. So the new variant, of course, we're still dealing with we're not dealing with the Omicron yet. We haven't seen that, but the Delta variant we're seeing is very, very easily passed from person to person. They've seen a lot of cold-like symptoms, people don't realize that it is the corona, so they think they just have hay fever or a cold or something like that, or are going out and getting people sick. So I think that's part of the reason we're seeing a lot more of it spread, is people don't realize that they need to isolate and not go out and spread it. So anytime we're trying to tell anybody, anytime they feel sick, have a fever, any kind of cold, take those precautions to not spread it.
It's good advice.
So, but yeah, that's it. So we're continuing to move forward, and anybody that feels the need to get vaccinated, we are recommending that we're doing the boosters, and they allow you can get your flu shot and your booster shot and all at the same time now. You can get any booster you want, if it's the Johnson & Johnson or the Moderna or the Pfizer. So you're allowed to pick and choose. So. If
Okay.
anybody has any questions, they can call us, and we still encourage people to sign up for testing or vaccinating online. You can actually link to both sites through our health department webpage. All right.
Any more questions for Matt?
And then once I get something back on that grant, I'll let you guys know. And then, like I said, try to, the sooner I can get somebody in the position, the better off for me. I just have to figure out where I'm going to put them in the office. So, all right.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Matt. Okay. IT Director Michael King.
Something simple for me. I just have monitors to get approved for the health department on their grant. The quote says 10 because that's how many I had gotten quoted for somebody else. But I actually just need 7 for the health department, which comes to a total of $1241.87 at $177.41 each. IT Savvy had the best quote for the BenQ monitors. The other ones came in at around $205. The ones that they had quoted. So just need to get approval to pay for that out of their grant. But they've got the money and just wanted to get the approval to get those ordered.
What did you say the total was 12?
$1241.87.
And these are 7 for the health department.
Yeah, 7 of them for the health department.
I'll move to approve the purchase of 7 monitors for the health department.
I'll second that.
Okay, we've got a motion by Dale, second by Tracy, to approve the quote for 7 computer monitors for the health department for $1,241.87. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
3 ayes, Jane.
Anything else for me?
No? Do you have anything else for us?
No, sir. Thank you
Okay,
much.
thank you. Is there nobody here from the sheriff's department today? Okay. Highway department, Jay, have you got anything you want to report?
I can tell you what we've been doing. We've been trying to get the gravel on the road up there in Bentonville. And we quit to get the trucks ready in case we get something overnight. So we've been working on it, and we did some trimming, some patching. I had the graders out. But we we started checking trucks, putting them together, because everybody said they'd checked theirs and it was all right. We've been 2 days getting them where they work. They said you can't just go by looking at them, you got to put them in the trucks and try them. So they're ready, all but maybe 1 or 2 still out yet, but they'll have it done by the end of the day.
You're talking about the salt boxes.
Yeah, salt boxes, little trucks. We had to take the little trucks and switch them over from putting gravel down to getting their sandboxes set up for salting roads and stuff. And we've had the brine truck out. We had it all set up to go, and then the valve was froze on it, so we have to get a new valve for it. But they did it manual this afternoon and got down what they could. So, but they got the trucks, they got the If they're all treated, the bridges will be treated and be ready, so that's the main thing.
Okay. So this, will this hamper your work on putting the stone down on,
Yeah, because we got everything set up for salt now.
okay,
But it don't take long to just pulling the spinners off them small trucks to use them when we get ready. So it don't take long to set them back up. When it warms back up, we'll go back up and start that.
yeah, well, it's later in the week, it's gonna warm up.
Yeah, right now it's gravel's probably frozen. You couldn't run it through one of them boxes if you wanted to.
Yeah. Well, how close to being done are you on 550 West?
They're coming back down the west side. They're almost, I think they're almost down to Bentonville, I think. But they still got to go that last 2.5 miles down through there. 2.5, 3 miles, somewhere around there. Then we got to move over on 450.
Yeah. Yeah, I had someone on 450 ask me just the other day when we were going to get that done, and I told them you'd get to it as soon as you were done on 550 West.
Slowly but surely. It does not go as fast the way we're doing it right now as it did with that box that we rented. But I couldn't see leaving that box set down there idle
Right.
when the weather changed on us. It cost too much to rent it.
Would you like to say anything about the striping that we got done last week?
Don't look bad. I went out and checked it. I didn't get out there the day they put it down, but I had a guy go over and check it because I was checking a can over in your area, and he come back and said they had it done. They was working on Columbia Blacktop, and I run them all, and they all look good. They did a good job on them. It kind of throws you when you go down it because it looks like one side's narrower than the other side, but when you turn around and come back the other way, it looks the same way coming back the other way. I don't know, is it an optical illusion or what?
I noticed the same thing.
Yeah, because I took my wife's van and went and drove it just to see how it fit in between the lines, and you've got plenty of space on both sides, so you just have to be careful what you're doing. You don't want to get over too far because you will get off the road.
Right. Well, we'd had an awful lot of requests for Alquina Road ever since it was paved last.
Yeah, it's done now.
But that'll certainly help out on, at night, especially rainy or foggy
Oh yeah,
nights.
when it's dark, you'll be able to see where the road's at.
Yeah.
Like I was going to bring up, I've been watching used trucks and try to find something to replace the 2010 I got. Well, the used trucks have went out of sight. You can't even touch them. I saw a 2014 for $28,000. I thought that's crazy. That's 7 years old. And I went to Reedman and Ford and asked them about state bids on trucks to see what their prices would be. And I'll show you what I got. I've tried Chevrolet and they wouldn't even give me a state bid over in Rushville. I get them separated here. Because that black one, I'm leery about taking it out of town, especially going very far with it. But as you can see on the bottom of it, they can't even order them yet.
That's quite a bit more than what we're used to paying for
Yeah,
trucks.
but it ought to last a lot longer, and it is going to be a 3/4 ton. Everything we've been buying's been a 1/2 ton for that spot.
So the last pickup we bought off Ford. Can you remember how much that was?
That was a 2017, we give $34,000 for it. And I think we bought that 18 or 19.
I think it was early 2019, if I remember right.
Yeah, because I think the truck was actually 2 years old. They had it sitting on their lot. It had been one the state had ordered, then they didn't want it because it didn't come back the way they wanted it. I mean, it's come in handy. It's got a lift gate on it. It's got the aluminum body on it, which makes it a little light when you're driving it when it's wet out. You got to watch what you're doing with it because it will slide with you. But if you keep weight in it, you're all right.
Well, these prices are still being affected by the shortage of computer chips.
Yeah,
I don't know when this is going to,
because that's, he said right on the bottom of it, that he can't order right at this date.
right,
But I've got the money in my in my motor vehicle right now for that, to cover that. But I'd have to encumber it over somehow. I don't know if we could do it with this bill or not, could we, Jane?
No, we have no contract.
I can imagine they could write one up if they had to, but
Yeah. Yeah, we'd have to have like a purchase agreement or something that we both signed.
Yeah.
Commit us.
like an
and then-
invoice.
Yeah. And then we could encumber those funds.
well, they're not making any guarantees of when they could even order it, are
They don't know, that's the problem. And Ford didn't even give a quote on one.
they? How bad do you need it?
Well, it's a matter of time. It's got 238,000 on it right now, and it's, you gotta watch it, because it's clanking and banging, and it gets a rough life out there running up and down them county roads. They're hard on vehicles.
You know? Well, it may have 300,000 on it by the time we get a replacement in.
Yeah, you don't know, that's it. He said when he could order them, he was gonna order 2 in, so he'd have another one in stock in case somebody else come looking for one. Is what he told me up there, but he just don't know when that's gonna be.
But when they do order it, will they honor this
That's
cost?
what he said, they'd honor that price, yeah.
And you do have that in your budget now? You do have that in your budget?
Yes.
And tell me again, which truck is it we're replacing?
The black one, the one I drive all the time.
Okay.
That's why I say, I'm leery about taking it too far out of town,
Okay.
because I hate to have to call Morse to come get me.
Yeah, that'd be kind of embarrassing.
It'd probably get expensive too, by the time I had to buy his lunch.
Yeah.
I'll move to accept this price at $43,795 from Reedman Motors.
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to accept the quote for Reedman Motors for a 2022 Dodge 2500 Tradesman Crew Cab 4x4 pickup truck. Total price of $43,795. Any further question? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
3 ayes, Jane. We will,
I'll tell him whenever he gets a chance to order, just let us know when he gets done.
give
I have
him,
him
yeah,
make up a bill so I can encumber the money.
yeah, give him the order and have Jane do the encumbrance, and it may be July before you see it.
You don't know. That's the thing.
Okay, well, in the meantime, make the old one last, I guess.
I'll just stay close.
Yeah.
If I have to go, I'll go get my car and go.
Okay, anybody have anything else for Jay? You've done a good job keeping the snow off the roads so far. We'll see how you do later in the week.
Yeah, we'll see.
I do have one thing.
Keep your fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Simon Schwartz, the Amish family from Everton. The reason I sat here and thought about not saying anything is I can't remember for sure the road number, but it would be Everton Road, that meets with his road, I think is it 100?
Yeah, probably
Okay.
100.
He said, he just spoke with me a couple weeks ago and said that they didn't, which I didn't notice after that, but he said there were no signs with the, the Amish buggy signs.
On the Everton Road?
And on 100, he said there weren't any on either road. He
Okay.
asked me if I could
I know
ask.
there's some on Little Bear Road where they live right off the intersection of Little Bear Road. I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, 100.
But I'll get Danny to get some signs up down there.
Yeah, because
We'll have
that
to locate
Everton
'em.
Road is pretty, people drive
You know, and
pretty
they
fast
fly
on
up and
that
down them
road.
roads anyway, so.
Yes, yeah. I told him I would say something, so I almost
Yeah,
forgot.
he's putting some up down on 350 South, because there's one moving where they bought the Amish bought the house right off of Vaughn Drive Ford, that little house. They're moving across the road from him with another house, another family's coming in, so we're gonna get signs down there too. That's, sometimes they come in, you don't know they're coming in.
Well, that's right.
Yeah.
I guess I didn't realize there was no signs on Everton Road.
That's what, he said that to me.
Yeah.
I didn't check it after that, but
I'll run it tomorrow and check it and make sure, because he should have them so many feet apart anyway.
Okay.
thank you.
And we haven't forgot your road. We quit because it was so dusty that day we was doing it. As soon as it rains, they'll be back after sweep the rest of it out.
That's good, thank you.
Yeah, because we didn't want to, you ought to seen the dust cloud they were staring at. Okay.
Thanks, Jay. Surveyor Bill Mackey. Bill, do you have anything today? Okay. Okay. Area Planning Director, Bill McDaniel.
First thing is to update you with what happened last night with the city council, with the confined feeding ordinance, which was a result of the recommendations from the reconciliation committee consisting of Commissioner Strong, Commissioner Munson, city councilors Phillips and Rob, and then also Brian Durham, the president. Now, there was one reduction in the separation distances, and that was the one that was for from the public use areas. Okay, that was reduced from 1 mile to a half mile, which was then with the provision that it be able to, with the variance no closer than 1,620 feet. Now, at the Area Plan Commission meeting, Mr. Naylor, he made a proposal to amend the actual separation distance from the any confined feeding operation from any zoning district that is not A1 or A2, so that could be any residential district or any business district, to 1/2 mile. And now that was what the Area Plan Commission approved. That's what they recommended. That's what I forwarded to both the commissioners and then also the city council. For the most part, it was the same ordinance that the city council had proposed making amendments to, and they rejected it. It went down to, it was defeated 4-3. Now, that really does not have any bearing on what the actions of the county commissioners would be. So at the county commissioners, my recommendation would be, since Mr. Westling is here, I think he would prefer to be here when it comes time to actually, for you to discuss the ordinance and vote on the ordinance. But so my recommendation to the county council is to put it off, just set it off for 2 weeks, probably on the safe side, is just take one action for 2 weeks until the 21st. And I would suggest that you approve it as recommended by the Area Plan Commission. Because that was in the spirit of the efforts and the coordination and the cooperation between city council members, county commissioners, to reconcile the differences and to compromise. And I think another important part of that is that I think everybody's probably aware that hasn't always been the greatest cooperation between city government and county government. And this was a good attempt at that. And so I think, my opinion is that what should just be done is to adopt it as it is, to recognize the cooperative efforts between the city council members and county commissioners, and adopt it as is. So what that has presented. So what that would mean is that let's just go through the separation distances. What that would mean is the minimum separation distances from a CFO to a, yes, reading glasses makes a difference. But here we go. The minimum separation distance from CFO to another zoning district outside A1 or A2, 2,640 feet. Setback measured from the nearest point of any livestock structure to the nearest differently zoned parcel. That was the amendment that was made by, proposed and approved, as made by Mr. Naylor. Okay, number 2 is one of the actual amendments made by the city council. And this was the minimum separation distance from a CFO to the corporate limits of the city of Connersville, 1 mile. Now, what was originally proposed was 1/4 mile, and so the city of Connersville, 1 mile. So that was actually kept. Now, the minimum separation distances from CFO to a residence, 1,620 feet. Setback measured from the nearest point of any livestock structure to the nearest point of the residence. That was originally 1,320 feet, 1/4 mile. And this was another one of the amendments on the part of the city council. Now, minimum separation distance from a confined CFO to public use area equals 1/2 mile, 2,640 feet, with a variance no closer than 1,620 feet. Setback measured from the nearest point of any livestock structure to the nearest property line of the public use area. This was on the part of the city council. They wanted to amend it to 1 mile. This is after the discussion with the Reconciliation Committee. That was reduced to 1/2 mile, then with the provision for the variance, the limitation on the variance. Okay, then the next is minimum separation distances from CFO to church or school, 1,320 feet. Setback measured from the nearest point of any livestock structure to the nearest point of any structure of church or school. This remained as was originally proposed by the Area Plan Commission. Minimum lot size 10 acres. That did not change from what was originally recommended by the Area Plan Commission. Road frontage is A1 district is 150 feet, A2 75 feet. The reason that those were actually adopted is because the actual minimum road frontage in the zoning code in the A1 district is 150 feet, and that's why that was kept. And the 75 feet is in the A2 zoning district. Okay, minimum side and rear yard setbacks from property line to CFO structure, 100 feet. That remained the same. Okay, the CFO may not locate within 1,620 feet of an existing residence, except for a dwelling, which is the legal residence of the CFO. That was also increased from 1,320 feet to 1,620 feet. So other than, the one on the public use area, everything that was in there, and the one increase on the part of Mr. Naylor was what the city of Connersville actually amended. So I do not know the rationale. So I asked, and then the Mayor Frank asked the city council members who voted against the CFO ordinance for the rationale for voting against. Now, that is something that is actually, that explanation is something that's actually required under the Indiana code. You just can't say no to say no. You have to have a reason for saying no. And, but that's where we lie with it. It's essentially the same thing that the city approved back in September, I think. And then, whatever reason, 4 members voted against basically what they already adopted. So, but that's where we stand with that. And as I said, I recommend then, for the 21st, go probably, like I said, be on the safe side. Just go ahead and table any action on this until the 21st.
Okay, I didn't have an opportunity to watch the council meeting last night. When the Reconciliation Committee met, I thought we'd agreed and ironed out all the differences and satisfied their concerns at the time. So did they say what their objections were this time?
No, really didn't say what the objections are. So but the 2 members of Councilor Phillips and Councilor Robb, who were on the Reconciliation Committee, they voted to approve, to adopt, as did Councilor Barrett.
Okay.
And I did not have any conversations for the rationale with anybody. The only one who said anything clearly was, before he even started to speak, was the new council member for District 5, Mr. Collins. And he just made it clear that he's against it.
Okay. Well, in the interest of maintaining good relations between our colleagues over at the city level, it wouldn't hurt anything for us to delay this a couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And by then, I'll give our county attorney an opportunity to work on any matters that he may need to about it. But our plan was still to have this part of this thing wrapped up by the end of the year, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
We'll have
This has been going on for almost 2 years. It was slowed down. A big part of the slowdown was also with because this was started being discussed prior to COVID. So we lost a lot of time, work time, and then discussion time because of the COVID in 2020. So we're now actually at this point, and I would like to, pardon me for using the cliche, but I would really like to put this to bed, because the Area Plan Commission, as the commissioners know, there's some other priorities that are coming down the road pretty fast at us. And among those are the broadband and solar energy at the top of it, and then also the contract, working on the contract with the bids for a new permit software. So I don't think that's something we really want to rush into because of with the permit software, but go ahead and take care of that. We'll discuss that in a little bit more, but so if you want to go ahead and then just for good form table until the 21st, making a decision on this ordinance.
How do you feel?
I move to table this until the 21st meeting.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion by Dale, second by Tracy to table the proposed CFO ordinance until our December 21st meeting. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
3 ayes, Jane. Now, Bill, did you want to talk about your proposed software?
Yes, I'll speak real briefly about that. We contacted two different vendors. One is called iWork. They're out of Salt Lake City. Then the other was Schneider, and which was also the same company that had when the county had the beacon. So I had a meeting, online meeting with 2 people from Schneider. explain to them what I'm looking for the program to do. And they sent the, they sent a document. It's kind of long and involved, but I think I forwarded that to all of you. And since I requested if they'd be able to present to the commissioners on the 21st, I just need to verify whether they will still be able to do so. And I think, in fairness, is that before a decision is made, we probably cannot. What we'll need to do is then make arrangements with iWork to then have, it'll need to be online with the commissioners with the iWork. But it'd probably be hard to arrange the time, probably. I think that discuss the actual time for a special meeting, since we're going to have to do it online. And I don't think that would probably not be a good thing to have at a regular commissioners meeting, because everything would have to revolve around getting everything hooked up on the internet. So I think setting up a special meeting would probably be the best bet with that, as we've had recently 2 special meetings I've been involved with the commissioners of the last few months. And so that way is then before then actually then making a decision and making more discussions among yourselves at a regular meeting, and then answering any questions about what we have in the quotes would be to then at that time make a decision on which vendor the Fayette County will go with, and then work out then, because I was granted, fortunately, $5,000 for this, $5,000 in the budget for this year. I really had no idea, so I asked for $5,000. So one's more than that, one's quite a bit more than that. So then we'll need to discuss is what each one can do, and whether the difference in the cost is worth it. And so until we talk until the commission, I should say the commissioners have an opportunity to speak with both organizations, both companies, that it's, until that time comes, do not make a decision. And then as we get to that point in time, we can discuss more publicly some of the details, because right now is with both of the question is both of them is that at this point in time, due to the just being a quote, is that there's confidentiality statements involved with not really discussing the amounts of money at this point in time, what each one is. So that's where we stand with the fee update. And so I'm hoping then that we may be able to make a decision then in January on the vendor. But in the meantime, it's going to take me a lot of time, because I'm going to have to revise also to reflect what we're trying to do with the new fee structure that was adopted by the county commissioners. Was the fee structures, then to set that up with the fee structure. So I'm going to have to also revise all of my permits, and then I'm also going to have to revise the petition applications, so that everything will also reflect the change in cost of the various permits, and particularly the way I'm going to have to set them up to then make a determination. If someone prefers to do a paper copy, I'll still have to have a paper copy, but I'll need to set that up in a way which I can easily make a determination and add up based on going to need this inspection, inspection 1 through whatever. And so then that way we'll be able to then, okay, this is what your fee is going to be. Here's your base fee, and these are the number of inspections you're going to have to be required. Okay. Oh yeah. Well, related to that, is that I've sent it off, and it's been advertised. I'm ready to send off to the Plan Commission members the actual. In the city, I have a few small edits to make to send them the actual language of that they will vote on for what's being deleted and what's being changed with the fees in the zoning code, subdivision code, and then also for the city and the county, the ordinances that adopt the zoning codes. Is I'll need to then finish filling in some of the appropriate jurisdiction language in the documents from the state of Indiana. They have one for the city, and then they have ones for the county. And so those will need to be on the part of the county commissioners, since those are actually not the authority of the area planning, does not extend over the building codes. So the public hearings will actually have to be held by the county commissioners for the building code for the county, and the city council will have to hold the hearing for the building code for the city of Connersville. But I'll have all the language in place for both the city and the county. And so then that way, and since it will also give them an extra week, you and then the city also an extra week, which is good with the holidays, to review and then understand what's in those documents after the action on the part of the Area Plan Commission this next Thursday. Okay, now I think most people are familiar with what is happening with the proposals regarding the project regarding the rural broadband in Fayette County. Okay, was it last week or was it the week before?
I think it was last week.
Yeah, I think it's toward the start of last week. But Commissioner Strong and I, we spoke with Elizabeth James.
Elizabeth James.
Yeah, Elizabeth James, and their actual construction manager. And so the good news is for them, and then also for us, is that no towers are going to be required to be built. They will need permission from any other projects in the right-of-way because some of their projects they're going to have to bury. They're going to actually have to have some of their project areas going to have to be buried, and it's going to be within the right-of-way. Now for the most part, they want to try to any of the actual various cabinets that they do. They need electronic cabinets and be similar to, I don't know if some people are familiar with those H-frame structures that Frontier's installed different places in Fayette County for the DSL. So I assume it's a similar function. So there will be some small structures that they're going to have to install, and then it's going to be the how we handle fees, or if it's important enough, what the fees would actually be, so they can actually come in. Hopefully, I just need to verify whether or not someone will actually be able to be here and talk to the commissioners on the 21st. It sounds like they're going to try to do it, so I just need to verify. Okay.
That's my understanding,
Yeah.
that they will be here for our meeting on the 21st.
Yeah. Broadband on 21st. And I also need to verify also for Schneider on the 21st. Then I will also need to contact iWork about about timing for a presentation, and so I'll need to contact them, and then what would need to happen for those. And as I said, for the iWork, we probably won't need to do anything until probably January. But so I'll verify that. But they have each project is. It's one of the things they also want to show people is that, and also Dale, we got the contact yet for the contact for them with the newspaper yet? So I know they asked if you said you'd be able to contact for the information for the newspaper, so they can put the publicity pieces in the newspaper.
Yes, well, that's forthcoming.
Yeah, that's okay. I didn't know if he did it or not, but it's little things like that. I know how they always slip with me. So they're a lot of smaller individual project areas. So they go in, they identify they call them passings. Those will be the number of dwellings that they're going to go by for the potential dwellings for the broadband and its fiber network. And then they identify the locations where they're going to need any underground structures or any electronic structures, or where they're going to need cabinets. And so they should have the first one ready to show you on the 21st, and if it's all ready, so hopefully the commissioners can grant them the right to use the right of way, And then whatever between the commissioners and then also Mr. Westling would think would be appropriate for any type of a right-of-way use agreement. Because I know that has been done in the past with some of these different things, with the agreements to use the county right-of-way with the commissioners. So that's where we stand with that. So it'll take a while to actually do all the individual project areas. And since all it is they're just gonna they need to bump the signal up because everything's coming in from their project areas their service areas in Ohio. Then those come into Indiana. The first project area they have that will involve with Fayette County also includes part of Franklin County. So they're actually building their system in Franklin County right now. So Franklin County then looks like there's going to be the one area, and then they're going to build out, whether it's north, whether it's east, or whether it's west. Yeah, I really don't know what it's going to be. So as those are designed, the systems that they're going to have in those individual smaller areas, they'll need to come before the commissioners to get the approval then for the right-of-way work in that particular district also. But I think we're at the point where, with our agreements, that we pretty much have any roadblocks out of the way for them to get to rural Fayette County, especially in the south part, wired with broadband internet. And I guess Dale and Commissioner Strong's been looking at some of the other things to how we can maybe piggyback off of that with charter into expanding into adjacent areas. So hopefully that'll give us the basis for that. Then between what's the name of the program with the state, Dale?
The Indiana Connectivity Program.
Yeah.
One of them.
Yes. So there'd be the Indiana Connectivity Program, and then there would also be then as funds are then become available from the infrastructure package.
Yeah, we're waiting to see what's contained there.
Yep.
Hopefully we'll be able to pull all those pieces of the puzzle together and make this work.
Yeah. So hopefully we'll be getting on the road. Hopefully we'll get on the road to having all of Fayette County wired with fiber. And so when that starts moving also, that's going to be a lot of my time, as is going to be working on the ordinance for solar energy, particularly solar farms. And those are reasons I really want to put the confined feeding behind me, because that's, as you know, it's taken up a lot of my time the last couple of years. And I think my time would come to better fruition for working with the fiber project, and then also the solar energy ordinance than any projects which may flow from that.
Well, we're going to get through this one way or the other.
Yeah.
Take some time.
Yep. Yeah, it does take time. Not everybody understands that.
Yeah.
And as you know, I know some people get tired. It's like, look, I'm a one-person show. I know some people get tired of hearing me say that, but when you have one person with doing what was previously the 3 people, it's difficult. It really is difficult to be able to get everything done that I need to as well as it really needs to be done.
All right. Well, thank you for all that, Bill.
Okay.
Keep us informed.
Okay, and like I said, with the confined feeding or anything else, please don't hesitate to stop by the office, email, or call me.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. EDG Director Dan Barker is here. Dan, did you need anything from us today?
Just a second or two, if it's okay with you.
Okay.
See you around, Dan.
See you, Bill. Just a couple of things that I thought the commissioners would be interested in hearing. And thank you, Dale, for including me in the conversation with Elizabeth as well. James, appreciate that.
I sent you those maps.
Yeah, and I appreciate that very much. So I sympathize with Bill. We've been working on this broadband thing since 2017, and none of this stuff happens, what I would say, quickly. or as quickly as we would like. The other thing I wanted to touch on was with the advent of all that we're hearing on the news every night about supply chain and ships at sea and trucks and warehouses full, there is a huge opportunity for, I hate to say this, but for those that have CDL licenses and want to earn substantial money in the trucking business. So I wanted to let you know, this is kind of a shameless advertisement for Ivy Tech. I just left Ivy Tech and talking with Sue Ream and her team. We've donated space at Ivy Tech for the CDL lot for training purposes. I've also talked with Brian Weaver, who has donated some deep well docks for them to back into to get some real life experience to back a semi up into a deep well dock. So I just wanted to bring it to your attention that January 19th is when things kick off. So if there are any folks watching and listening to this on Channel 3, you can get in touch with attend.ivytech.edu to find out the details on the CDL class. And they should do that now in hopes of being in the January 19th class. It's really a pretty good deal, and Ivy Tech has frozen tuition. They have done a lot of things, free books with a certain amount of credit hours, and that's just not CDL training we're talking about. This is career paths all across the board that Ivy Tech has available for residents of Fayette County. So I would would behoove those who are underemployed or seeking employment that have a desire to improve their lot in life to investigate Ivy Tech for a new career path or to enhance the current career path they're on. And that's it, Commissioners. Any questions for myself?
Okay, so to be clear, there is a CDL class at Ivy Tech in January.
Yes.
So anyone listening that needs a truck driving job can go there and get qualified.
To get that I think it's CDLA, whichever the most expensive license is to obtain that gets you really the bucks is what they're offering.
Yeah. You interested?
Already have one.
Okay. I thought so.
Dale Munson doesn't need one, he's already got it.
Anybody have anything for Dan?
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you very much,
Much
Dan.
appreciated.
Okay. Mail, anybody have anything to share for mail?
I don't.
Okay. Anybody have anything under old business you want to talk about? Under old business, I will mention one thing. On the, for the benefit of the county attorney, who hasn't had an opportunity yet to visit Brumfield Cemetery to see that situation down there, he's asked us to kind of delay that until he has a chance to go down and actually see what that looks like. If that's okay with you two. That's all I have under old business. In our new business, we have the 2022 payroll schedule. Do you have anything to share with us? Okay, there we
Is
go.
that, no, that's your calendar, your payroll schedule's here, I'm sorry.
Okay,
Yeah, it's just what you approve each year that shows what dates payroll will actually be done. And it's normally every other Friday, but there are a couple deviations because of the Thanksgiving holiday and then the Christmas holiday.
it just picks up and carries on from where we are right now.
Yes. But you still have to make it official.
Right.
I'll move to accept this pay schedule for 2022.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Tracy, second by Dale to approve the 2022 county payroll schedule. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
3 ayes, Jane. Okay, and our 2022 meeting schedule.
Yeah, that's the one that's on the calendar in front of you.
Okay.
And there's only one time that it's not the first Tuesday, and that'd be the May the 4th, because the first Tuesday is primary election day. So that meeting will actually be on a Wednesday.
And what about the November,
It's not a conflict,
okay,
because our meeting on the first Tuesday is not election day, because election day is the first Tuesday following the first Monday.
that's right. So that would make election day on November 8th.
Yes.
Okay. How does that suit everybody?
Move to approve the
I'll
dates.
second.
Okay, we have a motion by Dale, second by Tracy, to approve the 2022 meeting schedule. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
3 ayes, Jane. Okay. Have both of you had an opportunity to look at the ARPA spending plan I sent to you the other day? If you find anything there that you have questions about or object to or anything else, right now is a good time to talk about it. I know a lot of this has been going on a long time before you got here, Tracy. So a lot of this stuff has been in the works since, well, actually, some of it 2 or 3 years or more. And luckily, the ARPA funds came in just in time to help us out on these projects. So this is what the commissioners have been talking about all along, and the time seems right for us to put things in print and move forward with this if we can. So this would be our official plan, which is flexible. I mean, we can amend it, if need be, change anything in it as we go along if we need be. You know, it's just, you gotta have a plan in place before you can even ask for an appropriation. And if we approve this today, I'll no doubt ask the council for the first appropriation out of it tonight for our, to satisfy the requirements for our contractual agreement with DLZ for engineering services. So since you've all read it, you got any questions or comments?
One question I'd have, I think I know my answer, but like the project at the jail, the overcrowding of the annex over at the dollar store, we're at 3.1 million. If that would come in over budget, will that money be able to be moved from one of these other projects back to this one?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. All those numbers are estimates.
Right.
We don't know how it's going to work out. It's being, actually, if we started today, we're a year behind schedule, and that extra time is going to cost us money. We just don't know how much. I wish I knew how all that was going to shake out, but there's no way to know right now.
I'll move to accept the capital improvement spending plan of the American Rescue Plan Act.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion by Dale, second by Tracy, to approve the Commissioner's capital improvement spending plan for the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
3 ayes, Okay, along with that, we have the agreement between the commissioners and DLZ. And I'm gonna, you're not gonna believe this, but I actually read all this last night. I need to find better
So you
things to do
can
with my
tell us in
time.
layman's terms what it says.
Oh, there's a lot of stuff in it. But the thing that interests most of the people the most is the bottom line. And the value of their contract is contained on page 19. It's $240,000 for their engineering and planning services. So, and that, if we accept this agreement, that would be the amount of appropriation I will ask the council for this evening. Now, have you read all that yet, Tracy?
No.
Okay.
I looked through a lot of that, but I could not read it. But I'd say they were doing that much work, so
Yeah.
they've already done a lot.
You didn't say whether you'd read it all or not.
No, I haven't.
Well, it'll put you to sleep.
It's true.
I got to page 19 and got scared.
Yeah, well, I'm glad it wasn't more than that. Now, if we approve this agreement today, they will require a signed copy to be on file with them, so we don't have to do that today, but I'll give them a call and ask them when they would like to have that, then we'll have to actually sign it, let them have a signed copy. I don't know if they would want to start it on December 31st or January 1st, or if it makes a difference to them or not. But this has been sitting on the table for a long time.
Since, I think the date was August 4, 2020.
Yeah.
On the, yes, feasibility study.
Yeah.
Mhm. In over a year.
I'll move to approve the agreement with DLZ.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion by Dale, second by Tracy, to accept and approve the proposed agreement between county commissioners and DLZ for engineering services pertaining to projects in the ARPA spending plan. Any further question or discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
3 ayes, Jane. Okay, that takes care of that. Either one of you have anything else under new business?
I don't.
I do not.
So you do or don't?
No, I
Okay,
do not.
all right. Is there any patron concerns? Jimmy, do you have anything?
Yeah, I'd like to. As most of you know, I'm with American Structure Point Engineering, going to be doing the bridge inspection for Bridge 90. But at this time today, what I was here for is to introduce one of our newest engineers. We now have 3 engineers, supervisors living in Connersville. So this is Jared Stanek. He's just moved into town from Fort Wayne and has started with American Structure Point. So,
Jimmy, he doesn't look old enough to be an engineer.
I am an engineer.
He's actually marrying into one of our oldest families too. He's marrying into the Reedman family. So,
Oh, really?
yes.
And I'm a B. I've been one for 2 years.
Okay.
Name again? Spell it.
Jared Stanek. And I can't spell it.
How do you spell your name? Do you mind putting it?
Stanek is my
Oh,
last
okay.
name.
Thank you.
It pops up on my email, so I don't have to spell it.
Yeah.
So,
Well, Jared, welcome to the community.
Thank you.
And are you going to be helping Jimmy on the Bridge 90 project?
Well, I'll hopefully kick him off it.
Okay.
No, I'll probably be working with him on it.
We hope so too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we don't wanna close that road any longer than we have to, so if there's anything you guys can do to speed it up,
Do what we can.
we'd appreciate it.
Kinda hard to drive on it without a bridge, though.
That's for sure.
They try. Yeah, they try.
But we've seen you drive, Jim.
Pardon?
We've seen you drive.
I've driven you.
Yeah.
That's what scares me.
Dick Robertson's here. Dick,
I
do you
don't have anything, just want to wish you all a happy holidays, because I'm going to be here the last 2 months to be on vacation, so see you next year.
Okay, you will be back in January?
Yes, I'll be back in January, working part-time a couple days a week for a while, until they decide they want to take me out the door, so.
Okay, well, will you still be able to come and visit us?
Do I?
Will you still be able to come and visit us?
Oh, yeah, absolutely,
Okay, good.
absolutely.
We're always glad to see you. Anyone, anything else? Okay, we're ready for claims and payroll if you are.
Move to accept claims and payroll.
I second that.
Have a motion by Dale, second by Tracy to approve claims and payroll. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
3 ayes, Jane. forgetting anything, Jane?
Well, I don't know.
Okay. We all will think about it after a while, I guess.
Move to adjourn.
I'll second that.
We have a motion by Dale, second by Tracy to adjourn. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
3 ayes. We're adjourned. Thank you all very much.